Reports of gunfire in and around the presidential palace in the capital Ouagadougou, and like you say, reports of President Roch Kabore being arrested and replaced with a member of the military. This all began earlier on Sunday with a mutiny that took part and place in barracks across the country. Soldiers there are unhappy with how the government's been handling the Islamist militants that have been plaguing the country for several years now. They had called these soldiers for heads of the government to be sacked, for more support, for more arms, to really take the fight to these militants. Now, the government had said that it contained this mutiny, but notably it was supported by civilians, people going out onto the streets of the capital, for example, setting up roadblocks, which were eventually taken down by the police. That then triggered a nighttime curfew being put in place across the capital, but despite that, darkness fell, reports of a helicopter hovering over the presidential palace, gunfire at times very heavy, sometimes sporadic as well, and now this evening, some of it continuing in and around these barracks as well. Now this evening, reports like we hear of Roch Kabore being arrested.
Right, so all sorts of things. Yeah, and that's precisely the point. The extent to which any of this is verified and confirmed. I mean, that's the challenge for us.
Very hard to tell at the moment. It's dynamic, it's 3 in the morning. We don't really know who's in charge and if all of these reports are true. But we do know where this has all come from, and I think that's the important thing. This isn't just a flash in the pan. This has been boiling up for years. Burkina Faso, especially in the north, that's part of the Sahel region that includes countries like Mali, like Niger, like Chad as well. And there's been long-standing Islamist militant insurgency in those countries, particularly in Mali, that spilled out and spread across the region. For Burkina Faso in the last 2 years, 1 million people have been displaced from their homes. In one incident in November last year, 53 members of the military, 4 civilians were killed in a single incident. So there's been this increasing rise of tension within the country, within the military as well. And it's worth noting that of any African nation, Burkina Faso has seen more coups than any other. So this isn't a first for the country, and we'll have to watch to see how it develops.